Here's what we've got coming up on this video. We've got a Liliput EMU to have a look at. It's number 12504. So here we are with the model in its box. I got this second hand as usual. What we can see straight away is that the box is very well presented. It's got this wood effect on it. It's one of the older Liliput models, but this one's looking quite good for its age. It's got the number here, 12504, and you can see here that it's been made in Austria as well with the Austrian logo there. And overall this is looking pretty good for its age. So let's have a look and see what we've got inside this box. The cardboard sleeve lifts off very easily, and inside we have a polystyrene tray with the two coaches here. It's got this sticker here as well for approved quality. I don't know what that means, and it really looks like there's some instructions on the side here and 3 pieces of extra parts, and it comes with this close coupled drawbar as well if you want to change the couplings, and it also comes with this part as well, which I'm not quite sure what it is, but we'll maybe find out as we go along. So let's have a look at these models in turn. So that came out of the packaging really easily, and it seems to have this bottom part attached which aids removal from the packaging. So this just easily comes apart. That's quite a neat feature. It had this piece of plastic to help get it out the packaging and also keep it secure. And now that we've got this out, I can feel straight away that it's quite light, so this must be the trailer and not the powered unit. It certainly looks pretty cool. It's painted in this dark maroon colour with some cream bands going along the middle and at the top and the bottom. And it also seems to have these handrails as well, picked out in silver, and some great printing on it as well. So if I just show you here, down the side it's got, up the front it's got a number 1, I guess that means first class at the front, and it has printing below on the black here. This is very small printing, it's barely visible to the naked eye. It's also got some numbers here between these two windows, a first and then a second, so this must be for both first and second class. And you can see the Deutsche Bahn logo there, another panel which I think is the destination. I can't actually read what that says, well maybe get that on the video. And then down the bottom there's another number 2 as well for second class. And you can see these great handrails at the side here. They're picked out in white, and I think they're actually additional parts that have been added onto the moulding. And you can see the centre door here as well with these 2 railings, as has the end door at this end. The glazing is very flush fit, it's very well done, and you can see that inside it has some seating throughout. So let's have a look at this end here. So you can see straight away that it has some printing here on the middle panel. I think this is a flip down part if the doors were open, but they don't open in this model, but it's nicely presented there and it's quite convincing. You can also see it's got some really delicate extra parts added on. This part at the top could be a mirror or something, and these 2 railings as well as the door handle there. So those are very delicate, and it's very nice that they've been added onto this model. You can see that the lights have glazing as well. I think they maybe have power, we'll have to see later on. The surrounds aren't painted though, but you do get the rivet detail there, which is really nice. The painting as well is also very well done, and there's a very crisp cream line here going around the front, and the number printed there, VS 145115. And at the top of the cab here, the painting is also very well done as well. The fine little cream line goes all the way around, and there's a good definition between the maroon and the silver of the roof. So on the top of the roof you can see that there's some additional air vents added in, and it is being painted silver as well. I would say actually this silver isn't the best I've ever seen. I can see some mottling effect on here. That's maybe from the factory, or it could be because of the age of this model. And I can also see that we're missing 2 of the air vents, one here and one down here, so that's a bit of a shame that those have been knocked off. I might think about 3D printing another pair of these. So underneath it's quite simple, there's no details in the middle here. That could be prototypical. You can see that the bogies are quite delicate and they do have pickups, so I guess it must have lighting. The bogies themselves have got really deep relief. They look to be quite simple, maybe that's prototypical as well. And the wheels are solid and they revolve quite well, and you also get couplings which can move from side to side. There's a really neat arrangement here that the front part of the coach actually pivots as well, so that's really quite cool. So we'll give the lighting a go in a minute, but let's have a look at the power car first. Okay, as before, it has this extra piece of plastic packaging here that just slides out of the model. So this is the power car. You can tell it's a little bit heavier. It's not massively weighted. You can see at the front here it has a different number. It's number 25504, and this one is very similar to the first one in terms of the detail at the front of the vehicle, but it does have some different arrangement down the side. So it has a driver's compartment here and driver's door with an additional printed message there, which I can't read. Further down you still get the 1 and the 2, but you can see at the other end there is also a driving compartment as well, with smaller handrails added on too, which look really good, and there's additional printing on this door as well. So looking underneath, you can see that the drive comes to this bogie here, and it's got plastic gear wheels here, and you can see that the motor is attached on top here. So it looks like quite a well contained and quite neat. It's all contained in the one bogie, so it doesn't encroach into the coach very much at all, and it's very well hidden in this area at the front here. And finally, the other bogie at the other end is very similar to the ones on the trailer in that it's unpowered and it has a pickup on it. One other thing in the packaging is these instructions. So they're quite extensive and they fold out to reveal all the parts that make up these two vehicles. They give you part numbers as well if you need to replace them, which is very handy. And on the other side is showing you how to look after these models with information about how to fit extra parts and keep the models lubricated. It's all in German here, which is a bit difficult to understand if, like me, you don't speak German, but the diagrams help you to understand what's going on here. One thing to note at the top here, it's actually showing it has different model numbers. We've got the one at the bottom here, so I guess there must be maybe different liveries or something in this range. I'll maybe look out for those, and if I ever find them, I'll add them as a video later. So having had a look at everything in the packaging here, I think it's time we give these a bit of a trial run. So I've just got a bit of test track set up here, and we're going to apply some power and see what happens. So that's great news, it works perfectly straight away, so I'm very happy with that. So let's couple up the trailer and we'll look at the two things together. So we do have a bit of a problem here when I coupled these up. What's happened is it's actually pulled the trailer off the track at the front and the back. There doesn't seem to be enough articulation in the couplings to allow the two to get coupled up. So I'm using Hornby third radius track. So if you're thinking about getting these models, you might want to check that you've got shallower curves on your layout, or these won't stay coupled up, or you're going to have to do something with the couplings. So that's a bit of a shame that we couldn't get these running together, but I'll test the lights on the trailer so you can see them working. So I'm just going to apply some power now. So that's great, the lights in there work as well, and I noticed that in the power car they also work, so that's good news. So let's check what each of these weigh. So the coach weighs 144 grams, and the power car weighs 215 grams. So overall, I'm really impressed with these two models from Liliput. I recently did a review of a similar two-car EMU from Deutsche Bahn. It wasn't this particular EMU, but it was very similar and in the same colours, but it was manufactured by Roco. And comparing the two, I actually think this is a better model. The Roco one had some limitations on the power car in that you didn't have a proper interior, where this one does, and this benefits from having additional extras added on to the model, which really make it look very impressive. Plus, it comes with these extra parts that you can fit onto it if you want to. One of the limitations of this model though is the couplings, as you saw, so it's going to have some problems getting around at most corners, and you need to take that into consideration if you want to run these two together on your model railway layout. The painting on these and the detailing is superb. I can't find any fault whatsoever with any of it, and the mechanism, while it seems like it might be troublesome, it actually works superbly well. It didn't need any coaxing to get started, and it's very smooth and quiet, so that's very impressive as well. And an added bonus is that both of these models have lights as well, so there's a lot going for these models. They look really fantastic, and I definitely would recommend that you look for these and add them to your collection. So I'll put the driving car on the turntable so you can see all the way around. But in the meantime, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel grow, and you can subscribe to enjoy more videos like this. That's it for today though. See you next time.